This is what some foreigners do to South Africans. And now South Africans will see and react. And now the world will say South Africans are xenophobic. You came to my house hungry and homeless, and I had food for two. And so I offered you food and gave you a place to lay your head. And now you gain a little ground and you start selling cocaine and drugs to my children. What do you expect from me? A smile? Nowadays, you go for a Western embassy for a visa. And the moment you show a green passport, then you automatically become a fraudster. Except for some nationals like South Africans who sometimes get these things easily. But gradually, those benefits are also coming to an end for South Africa. Welcome to my channel. My name is Bra Jones and it's your only bra from Ghana. And I'm living inside South Africa, aka Tabo, aka Tapelo, aka Temba, aka Sifiso, aka Sibosiso, aka Bongani, aka Mpo, aka Sipo, aka whatever South African name you call me, I accept. Call me your South African brother. Guys, if this is the first time you're coming across this channel, please consider subscribing. Subscribe to this channel. Subscribe. Take this time out and then subscribe. And then share this video to friends to also be a blessing. And then like the video. Like the video. And then let's take this particular video viral. You know, this is a travel channel with me, your bra. I am from Ghana. And I'm living in South Africa. And I'm showing the positivity. I am showing the culture. I'm showing the good vibes. I'm showing everything positive here in this country. This channel is always about positivity. We don't have time for any negativity. And so subscribe to this channel. Help this channel grow. Share to friends to be a blessing. And then like this particular video. And you know, once it remains a travel channel, someday we are going to go outside South Africa and show Africa to the world. And one day, definitely, we are going to go into the world and show the world to the world. And so kindly subscribe and like this particular video. And let's take this video viral. Like the video. And then share to friends to be a blessing unto. Thank you. So many years ago, most African country citizens could travel to the UK without even a visa. It was visa-free for most African countries' citizens. And South Africa happens to be one of these African countries. So years ago, when you were a South African citizen with a South African passport, you could travel to the UK visa-free. But somewhere along the line, all these African countries were stopped from traveling to the United Kingdom without a visa, except for countries like Botswana, Mauritius, Namibia, and Seychelles, who were exempt from these requirements. South Africa also used to be part of these African countries who were exempt from this requirement. But they were stopped. They were the last African country to be stopped from traveling to the UK visa-free just recently, around 2010. As compared to other African countries who were stopped long ago, around 1945. Probably because of the World War II. And we all know that these African countries today doesn't have the necessary requirements economically based on the UK standard to gain back these benefits of traveling to the UK without a visa. Of course, we all know the several factors that can qualify an individual to obtain a UK visa, which are one shouldn't have a criminal record, one shouldn't provide false information on the application, one must have sufficient funds to support the trip, and etc, etc. But for a country like the United Kingdom to sign a visa-free agreement with another country, it means they know that that country's citizens will not enter the UK for terrorism, lawlessness, and overstaying in many occasions due to poor economic conditions in that country, and that citizens of that country wouldn't see it as a greener pasture opportunity to move to the UK at all costs in order not to bring burden upon the UK. Now, looking at the economic situations of most African countries today, you realize that if an African country could meet the standard requirement to sign a visa-free with the United Kingdom, then South Africa, without any doubt, is that African country. With respect to the likes of Seychelles, Namibia, Botswana, and Mauritius, who are still enjoying the visa-free agreement with the UK. Why am I saying this? Because South Africa is one of the not many African countries with the strongest economy. I mean, we are talking about a mixed economy, emerging markets, and an upper middle income economy. One of only 8 such countries in Africa. We are talking about Africa's most industrialized economy, its natural resource endowments, investment in other African countries, and diplomatic clouds make South Africa a clear leader on the continent. And these are not only seen recorded in data on the internet, but it also reflects on the lives of ordinary South African citizens with regards to infrastructure, good policies, and social benefits like the social assistance, including grants and public works, which is funded through tax revenue, unlike the statutory and voluntary funds that are funded by employers and employees. And also social welfare programs in South Africa, which includes cash assistance, unemployment insurance, medical provisions, and housing subsidies. And so with all these, I am not surprised that South Africa as a country has a visa-free access and a visa on arrival agreement with many elite countries like the Indonesia, Singapore, Turkey, Ireland, Russia, and etc. compared to the visa-free countries of other African nations. And this is one of the reasons why I love this country and its leaders from 1994 till today. I look at all these benefits for South Africans and my head becomes so big. I become so proud as an African because an African country's leaders are also doing the most for its citizens. And so as beautiful and great this is, the question is, why did the UK decided to cancel the visa-free agreement between them and South Africa? Now, let me read a statement here by the UK on why, and we will continue. It says, South Africans could fly to United Kingdom visa-free until 2010. It was stopped and stringent visa requirement was imposed due to Nigerians, Pakistanians, and other foreign nationals arriving in UK with South African passports and never leaving again. The UK government warned the South African government about it for 5 years. Nothing was done, and strict visa requirement was imposed. Britain says it had acted because large number of people had been detected at UK entry point with genuine SA passport to which they were not. Fears have been expressed in recent terrorism cases that the country was being used as an infiltration route by Al-Qaeda. South Africans featured prominently among passengers being refused entry on arrival in the UK, according to the Foreign Office, and there had also been a significant rise in the number of South Africans working illegally or overstaying their leave to remain in the UK. Now, you and I know that these people are not South Africans, as it is being said here. Yeah, it is stated here that they are South Africans because they were holding South African passports. They went in the name of South Africa. And so whatever thing that they do, whether for the good or the bad, it is on the account of South Africa, regardless of their real identity or nationality. Now, let's continue. Last year, a people smuggling ring was broken up after bringing more than 6,000 people into Britain on forged or stolen South African passports. Now, you see, this is what some foreigners do. And now South Africans see and say, and now the foreigners will say South Africans are bad. This is what some foreigners do to South Africans. And now South Africans will see and react. And now the world will say South Africans are xenophobic. See, personally, I don't have any issues with people getting South African passports as means to travel to Europe or wherever that they want to live their life in the world. Because maybe one way or the other, a family member or a friend has used this means to get to wherever that they find themselves in the world. That now it's giving them a better life and also life to people or family members back home. It might also be a door that the Almighty God opened for someone as their breakthrough. Oh yeah. Moreover, as weird as this issue may be, it doesn't deny the fact that not everyone that used this means traveled on a forged or a stolen passport. Some of them had gone through the legal process to getting that South African passport, probably because of some Pan-Africanism or whatever that it is. And so generalizing and concluding that it is a bad thing wouldn't be fair on those people's side. And it will be like, I don't even know what I'm talking about. But the issue here is that the kind of character and attitude these people portray in the diaspora after the move has been successful, the kind of behavior and attitude they put up in the diaspora after the move is successful, it's not. Even while they are still waiting for their passport here and living here in South Africa, the kind of behavior that they put up, some of them put up here in this country, it's not. And nobody would like a foreigner to do that in their country. And so definitely the citizens will react to such behaviors and characters. Sometimes, just sometimes, we see these angry reactions by the citizens and we blindly conclude that they are racism, xenophobia, and etc. But deep inside, would you like your own country to be abused by foreigners like this? Let me make this example. You came to my house hungry and homeless, and I had food for two. And so I offered you food and gave you a place to lay your head. And now you gain a little ground and you start selling cocaine and drugs to my children. What do you expect from me? A smile? No, how do you want me to react in this matter? To smile at you? Definitely no. And now when the citizens begins to react against this lawlessness by foreigners, they don't tend to tell the truth, the actual truth to people back home. All that they say is, oh, they hate foreigners. They don't want us in their country. They are jealous of us living in their country and then prospering. Really? You're talking about prosperity? Look at this. You call selling illegal drugs to youth to make money as prosperity? You call trafficking children as means of making money as prosperity? You rob and steal people's properties as means of making money in another person's country, and you call it prosperity? For Christ's sake, these behaviors causes pain to humanity. This act causes harm to others. Stealing and robbing causes setback to people after laboring blood and sweat in accumulating their properties. And you think they should allow you to continue living in their country. For what reason? Because of Pan-Africanism? Or what? If our concept of Pan-Africanism or one world, one love as African citizens is to be allowed to migrate wherever that we want and then go about whatever business that we want, regardless, even if the innocent will suffer for it, then I'm sorry. I know one way or the other, every human being has got some selfishness in them. Oh yeah, it is true. And so no matter how innocent you see yourself as, you are still questionable. Yeah, it is okay to be incompetent, but sometimes to be, excuse my words, foolishly incompetent is a crime. And when it happens like that, it is those who are traveling for genuine and real reasons are those who suffer rejection at the embassy, because our brethren who used the same door previously refused to close it gently. And so now the owners of the party house have asked their doorkeepers to attend to the rest of us who are coming with caution and to deny us entry if possible. Oh yeah, nowadays you go for a Western embassy for a visa, and the moment you show a green passport, then you automatically becomes a fraudster. More especially when you are a West African. It doesn't matter your facial impression, your complexion, or your dressing. The moment they see the green passport, then automatically you are either homeless, you are hungry, you are a potential drug dealer, a Yahoo associate, etc. And so definitely they will deny you entry. A West African youth with a green passport seeking visa to the West. No. You are already a suspect. Except for some nationals like South Africans who sometimes get these things easily. But gradually, those benefits are also coming to an end for South Africa. Currently, South Africans can fly visa-free to Ireland. But now the Irish government is warning the South African government about this same issue that they had with the UK. And now the visa-free agreement between Ireland and South Africa is coming to an end. It's going to be cancelled. Oh yeah, it's posted there. You can please pause the video and then read it yourself. Why? Because it's supposed to be for South African citizens. But you realize that Pakistanians, Nigerians, Ghanaians, Sudanese, Zambians, and etc. are using this means. And now they are abusing the South African passport there in the diaspora. And when it happens like that, you realize that it is black South Africans who suffers the consequences of rejection. Oh yeah, and so now people who are traveling for genuine reasons, like going on vacation, for just visit and come back, for business, tourism, and etc., and just come back, are now denied entry. And now you have to go and then seek for visa, apply for visa. All because some other nationals are abusing the South African passport there in the diaspora on the account of South Africans. Look at this. I think years ago, the Botswana passport was also abused in the same way. And so now the government of Botswana realized that foreigners are coming in to marry their women and now using it as means to get the passport and then travel to Canada and then to America, Europe, and now they disappear. And so now the government changed the rules. So now if you are a foreigner, you want to marry a Botswana woman, you take her to your country. No more free passports. Oh my God. Africa. Please, guys, wherever that we find ourselves as foreigners, we have to try and then portray good character. I know how it feels to be in another person's country. It's not easy. Oh yeah. But success doesn't happen overnight. No matter what, we have to till the land and then keep it. We don't have to work illegally because we find ourselves in another person's country. No. We cannot be abusing people's passports and credibility for our own selfish interest and gain. That is not unity. We should try and then live right wherever that we find ourselves. Okay, so guys, this is where we draw the curtains. If this is the first time you're coming across this channel, please consider subscribing. If by any means you find this video interesting, please subscribe and then share this video to friends. And don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you so much. Remember that the Almighty God has created this earth and has given you power to create your own space out of it. He says, whatever that your hands shall find doing shall be blessed. And so don't procrastinate. Start that business, that education, or whatever. Remember that yesterday you said you would do it tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.